What's up, you filthy casuals? Welcome to the Casual Shenanigans Gaming Podcast, a podcast all about the irreverent love of gaming. I'm one of your hosts, Jeremiah. Tonight, I am joined by Dave.
What's up, guys?
James.
What's up?
And Joel.
Hey, friends.
I am back. I'm sorry I missed you guys last week. Joel's not sorry. He likes taking weeks off and just screw all of you. But Dave and James did an awesome job while we were gone. And so, thanks, guys.
It was fun. I mean, it's funny because we were just talking about this in the warm-up, so I feel like I'm just repeating myself.
I was about to start talking. I was like, I don't really know what to say that I haven't already just said, but you guys did good.
I still think that we're going to have to do a beards, coffee, and like newspaper rustling podcast. You know, just like
I want to do it.
Okay, no joke. I looked on YouTube because I was listening at work. I looked on YouTube and I found a 4-hour wrinkling newspaper. It was like a 1930s newspaper, and it was just like crinkle every once in a while. I had that and a crackling fire going because you guys didn't provide that for me, so I added the rest. But it was great because David was like,
actually,
yeah, and so I think about DayZ. It was just so casual. I was like ruffling newspaper.
Well, screw that. We got stuff to talk about. Okay, so announcement time. Only made an announcement this week. We are doing an Ask Us Anything episode February 4th. So if you guys want to ask us questions about the podcast, our YouTube channels, our personal lives, but that's up to our discretion to answer. Whatever questions you may have wanted to ask us and you're like, no, that's too stupid, they'll never answer. Well, you're wrong.
Or personal advice, or cologne preferences, car preferences, how to fix a garbage disposal,
dating advice,
best brand of TV,
dating advice. This group, dating advice.
We're game.
So leave a comment on this podcast or next week's podcast, or write in to casualshenanigans@gmail.com, or tweet at casualshenanigans with your question. And it could, not guaranteedly, but it could be read live on the air on February 4th.
You know the saying, there's no dumb questions. There will be dumb questions.
Yeah, there will be dumb questions.
The crap out of them.
Yeah, there's definitely dumb questions. There's no dumb people. Not you, dear listeners. There's no dumb people, but there's definitely dumb questions. And
dumb questions, dumb people. We'll make people feel dumb too.
Okay, good.
That's what we do.
This are really encouraging people to write in now. We'll make fun of you. We'll call you stuff dumb.
Would you like to be roasted right into the podcast?
Would you like to be shamed publicly? We can make that happen.
It's perfect.
If you write in to casualshenanigans@gmail.com or leave a comment on this video. All right, it's now time to start the show like we always do with the main topic.
We don't have a theme.
We don't always start it with the main topic.
I know that, Joel. That's been the joke for like a year. I just
I can't. Wait, what? Joke
Are
for
you
a whole
just
year.
feeling that's a joke?
I guess so. I'm like, dude, you always F it up.
Wow.
You haven't brought it up for 6 months. It's different every week. We start the podcast with announcements, with email, with news, with the main topic, with Joel's not here. You're like, I don't think that's, it's fine.
I don't know. Well, I guess you say it so serious. I guess, yeah, I just missed the sarcasm there. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Main topic.
Lost the long con right there.
Yeah, I'm more impressed, Joel, that you had trust in me enough. I guess you were assuming for like a year. You've been like, I guess they know what they're
trust?
doing.
I don't
Maybe it's a little different because I am looking at the time. So when you say it, I'm thinking, oh, can I type down the time, or I got to type down this? So I think I'm listening for that cue to make sure to make the mark. So I'm not catching, exactly how you're saying. I'm just saying, oh yeah, news time. Oh, I got to type down the time.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. But probably
No, I did it like 2 weeks in a row where I just said it for different things. And then I think Dave said, hey, you should just make that like a thing. Just always, whatever you start with, say that's how we start the podcast. So I've been doing it that way. And no one has ever had an opinion about it till now.
I've had opinions about it. It worked.
You always, well, you have a.
This week, we start the podcast, as we always do, by confusing Joel.
James, if someone asks, you always have an opinion. That's not really like, oh, does James have thoughts about? Yes, of course he does. Mostly disapproval. Anyway, the main topic tonight. There are lots of franchises that are annualized or they come out like every other year, every 3 years. There's been a lot of them. And it feels like, especially this console
sometimes
generation.
several a year.
Yeah. And, some things some games are good. Some franchises are starting to get a little long in the tooth. So tonight we want to talk about what franchises need to end. Not because they just suck necessarily. That might be the case. But what franchises should end for their own good. Like Neil Druckmann, who's heading up Uncharted 4, wrote about that this week and said that Uncharted 4 needs to end because they've told a really, really awesome story and they couldn't compromise the story. They didn't want to compromise the story by leaving it open for another one, for another installment. And they felt like if they told the best story possible, the only way to end it correctly would be for the franchise to end. And they care enough about the storyline and preserving the integrity of it that they're going to end a very, very successful, well-respected franchise when they could definitely keep going and keep making them. So not everybody is in Naughty Dog's position. And if a game makes money, lots of developers will want to keep producing them, which makes total sense. But what franchises do you guys think need to end for their own good?
Do you have one, Jeremiah?
I mean,
Anything
I
else?
think Assassin's Creed is the one that...
Yeah, I'm going to go there.
But you know, they're taking a year off, so maybe this will be kind of the shot of energy that the series needs. But it is definitely one where they started out with their trippy sci-fi time travel genealogy storyline, but as the series has gone on, that has become less and less coherent. And it wasn't that coherent to start with, but it's become less and less coherent. Yeah. And now, like, I wish they had they would just stop pretending that it's still, you know, working for Abstergo, doing research for whatever, and just let you play as whoever back in time and just leave it at that. But they're still trying to tie it all together, and it's just kind of become messy and clunky. And now there's lots of people like us who have enjoyed Assassin's Creed games who skip entire years if the premise doesn't even look interesting, because it feels like it's the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. You know, they change gameplay. There's changes each year, but it feels like, oh, well, I'm not really interested in the Industrial Revolution. I'll skip that one. Or I'm not really interested in the American Revolution. I won't play that one. And I think that's a good sign that the core mechanics of the game have been solid for a really long time, but it's kind of like Telltale story games. Like they need to just kind of tone it down a little bit. And maybe it's the type of thing the next console generation, bring back Assassin's Creed when there's new technology, when there's new breakthroughs that would make the game truly new again and not just feeling like an improved, polished, rehashed experience. But what do you guys think?
As a huge fan of the series, I mean, I was really let down by 3 a lot because I love the whole, the whole series was leading up to 2012 because that was a big, it was kind of like a big end of the world kind of thing, Mayan thing and everything. But the game's background, spoiler if you haven't seen it, but it's all leading up to
spoiler. The world didn't end too.
Yeah, but in the game, the whole Abstergo like futuristic side of it, they're racing against time to fix something. But 3 was just kind of an awful game. It was such a cool idea, but it was an awful game. And then after that, I was like, all right, well, where do you go now? But I was excited to see what they would do next, just because that game was awful. It sucks because it's like I don't have time to play all the games because like if it doesn't really look good or it's not a great game, it sucks because I'm like, man, I really like all the Abstergo stuff. I really do. But now all of the Abstergo stuff is hidden behind so many freaking puzzles and stuff that you really have to work hard to unlock that part of the game because I guess most of the public hate that part. I loved it. I really did.
Most of them do. Yeah, most of them don't care at all about the modern
I don't know. To me that was one of my favorite parts, I guess. But I like the mixture of it. But now for me, I have to play more than the average person to get to the parts I really enjoy, like story parts. And if I miss out on it, it's like, crap, I got to catch up. I didn't play Assassin's Creed Unity. So for me, the storyline of all the futuristic stuff, I don't really care about that much anymore. But it is one of my favorite games to play. Like, it's just like a really good casual game. But I wouldn't mind if they just stopped it for a couple of years, like 3-4 years, and did a whole reboot and stuff and just did a little bit like a futuristic one, give you some guns or something just really wildly different, and just reboot the whole idea of it. Like you could start from scratch, do a different Abstergo. They could do whatever they wanted, but keep maybe the same kind of template. But but I mean, I'd miss it while it's gone because I'm really enjoying the one that's out right now. But just every game year after year, I think they're just getting sloppy.
Yeah,
like most developers, I think now, if they're trying to shove things out. The games get worse.
Yeah.
Anyone else have another franchise?
I say Sonic.
Is Sonic really still going?
Dude, somehow
they're still making games.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how they come. I don't know who is playing Sonic anymore. Like, what kid knows who Sonic is anymore? Really? Like, I'm kind of amazed at that. The last, gosh, so many games have just been horrible reviews. I think the last good game was like maybe 2009 or 10, like a really like a good reviewed one. And so far, it's just been crap because it's not catering to the fans that like Sonic. It's catering to brand new kids, and they don't need to know who Sonic is. So they're just creating a different game for it. It's like, use a different character. It doesn't need to be Sonic. They don't even know who Sonic is. Create a Sonic game for people who like Sonic, not for new people that have no idea who he is. That it could be any character.
What was the last Sonic game you played?
I don't remember what it was. It was on Wii.
Okay.
It was like, it had a whole bunch of characters. I really don't remember the names because the names kind of blend together now. But I've kind of I was a fan with the GameCube, and then played 1 or 2 games on the Wii, and then they were just awful. And then I just kind of followed along, and just like every game that came out was like 2.0, 3.5, 2.1. I'm like, gosh, how are you even still making games? I mean, I don't know if they've stopped now, but I thought they had a game last year as well. But
Lost World was the last game they made.
Sonic Lost. I haven't even heard of that.
There was one called like something with the rings. It was like the Lost Rings or Mystery something. I forget what it was.
I'm gonna say Resident Evil. I think it's more than past its prime.
Would you think they could wait till VR is really established and then bring it back?
Ooh. Well,
or do you think it just needs to end? I mean, it hasn't really been a horror game in like the last 4
they
games.
really need to reboot it completely.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and get back maybe to the roots of the first couple of games, where it was more like it was horror, but there was more suspense than hordes of things coming at you.
Do you think people would play that these days? Would they enjoy it?
I mean, if you look at a game like the PT demo, I mean, it wasn't, you're not fighting a horde of zombies or anything. It was just freaky as heck. I think that could have picked up. I mean, games like Last of Us you're not being overwhelmed by a bunch of different things. It's more of there's a little bit more mystery to it. So I think people could.
The latest Resident Evil Revelations 2 on Metacritic got a 75. That one's been hitting pretty well with like the fans, because Revelations on the 3DS I played through fully. And that was like way better than 5 and 6, like way better. It felt like playing Resident Evil 4 again. It was, it was sectioning out in like little episodes. It kind of was like the Walking Dead games, the Telltale ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think that game could be. I don't think I want it to stop. I think it's a powerful name for a game company, but their last couple of games are just definitely going action. So unless they come back with hey, let's slow things down, like James was saying, I would take like a bunch of years off, try something new. I wonder if zombie stuff is kind of going out a little bit.
It has to. I mean, it's been such the rage for so long. Like it's got to be on the way out. But Resident Evil was never just zombies. But they kind of like that whole thing is kind of overplayed now. So PT, like James said, PT is pretty good because it's not. I mean, it's so short, so it's hard to say what it would be if the game was fully developed. But it was so suspenseful, but there wasn't like infected people or zombies or big monsters jumping out at you. It was just what it was, and it was okay. Now, a franchise I'm kind of interested to see how they're bringing it back is Mass Effect, because they ended it with 3. They said this is the end of Shepard's story, and for all the people complaining about the way the story ended, it did have a beginning, a middle, and an end of the 3 games. Like, it did have a pretty strong story. And when it ended, I liked that it was over. But at the same time, they built a really big universe, and I was a little bit bummed because I really liked the Mass Effect universe. It's now supposedly Andromeda. James, do you know, like, is Andromeda, it has nothing to do with Shepard, right? It's just a new story set in the Mass Effect universe?
I have not kept up on it on purpose.
Okay, yeah, same here. That's why
the only info I've heard is it's like in a completely different like area of the galaxy. That's
old characters.
Yeah,
good.
That's one of the series. I'm like, I enjoyed the ending. Like, it wasn't like mind blowing, but like I enjoyed it for how all the characters ended and everything. But man, I am very excited for that game to come back. The music, the atmosphere of those games, please be good.
I would say it's time for Metal Gear to die, but It's
It's
pretty
dead.
much dead.
I can't imagine them making. I thought actually 4 was the perfect place to end the series, but the thing with Metal Gear is they can just make another one in the middle of like between two other games. Like there's zero coherence to the storyline, to the timeline. There really isn't. Metal Gear fans. Like, shut up. It
Honestly, if they came out with a Vengeance 2, I'd be happier with that than
Revengeance.
Yeah. Was it Revengeance?
Yeah, it's not a real word. You can be forgiven for.
I mean, I got so dizzy trying to catch up on the wiki for Metal Gear before it came out. Like, the amount of retconning that's gone on and like the storyline and like lore splits. Like, it's so confusing. It's ridiculously confusing. Yeah, it was not good.
I have one. Gran Turismo. Because people have always complained for years there's no damage model. Like, they've complained about missing features, but they put up with stuff, mostly no damage, because the game was so pretty for its time, and they always had so many cars, and like you just couldn't compete with Gran Turismo on the cars and the tuning and the racing and everything. Well, now there's Forza, and Forza's been doing a better job than Gran Turismo, and they've put out 3 games on the Xbox One to 0 games on the PlayStation 4. So Sony obviously tried to come out with some new car franchises, like with Drive Club. I think.
My question is why?
Why'd they try to come out with a new franchise?
Yeah.
Xbox had
I know it's a different
Gotham.
developer. I know it's a different developer, but
Right. Xbox had Project Gotham and Forza, and then when Forza took off, they like Project Gotham kind of went away. So it might have been the same thing. They were just trying to have more options because Gran Turismo takes so long to make. But I think it's just the games are
Project
too slow.
Gotham was actually decent when it came out.
Well, Forza is really good now. I don't remember what it was like for the first couple, but
It was good when it came out. And it wasn't Gran Turismo, but it wasn't Drive Club.
Right.
Was Forza 1 on Xbox 360 or Xbox? Like original Xbox? Does anybody know that?
Forza
Original
1?
Xbox.
It was original Xbox.
Forza 1. Oh, okay.
I think Forza 1 and 2 were original Xbox, or was 2 the first 360 one? Because I know 3 and 4.
I think Forza 2 was Xbox 360.
Okay, so then 2, 3, and 4 would have been 360.
Yeah, the first one I played, I think, was 2
Mhm.
on 360. I didn't own it. A friend of mine had it. Played at their house.
Any other
Yeah.
franchises?
I've got a
Yeah,
bunch, actually.
Okay, go ahead. All right, Dave, go first.
Yeah. I've got one that I don't want this franchise to end just yet, but if it continues on this path for like another year, then I want it to end. And that's the Battlefield franchise.
I thought you might say so.
Battlefield 4 did not have to exist. Like, that's just the summary of Battlefield 4. It was a modern warfare battlefield that came out right on the money 2 years after the previous Modern War Battlefield. And all it did was add bloat and broken features and a broken engine. It's fun now, but 3 is still fun now. If they just added like more premium to 3, that would have been fine. Then, of course, we have Hardline, which is EA's attempt to replace the Medal of Honor series, which it did not do well with the last Medal of Honor. They wanted a yearly FPS. And so if they couldn't do Medal of Honor every other year, as they could do like, Battlefield every other year, they're like, well, what if we do like a primary battlefield and a side battlefield? So a battlefield every single year. And I'm really hoping that the abysmal failure of Hardline is the nail in the coffin for this whole strategy. Like, I don't want to hear about these Battlefield 5 rumors until next year sometime. Like, I don't care. And if Battlefield 5 happens, I hope it's like a complete surprise, like Vietnam, World War II again, something totally different, because it feels like they're just repackaging the same thing over and over again right now.
You know it's going to be modern. Your heart tells you that. You know it's
It
going
does.
to be modern.
Well, we think
It
that, but I mean,
does.
there were so many World War II shooters for years and years and years, and then Modern Warfare came out, and everyone was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I guess we're doing this now."
But
And,
I
everything
just don't
exploded
see
that way.
DICE being the forefront of going, hey, let's us be the first one to try it. I doubt, I don't see them doing it. But that would be cool, though.
It would be,
Yeah. And I also don't buy the whole like birth story of Hardline where it's like, we just wanted to take Battlefield in a new direction. It's like, no, we wanted to make a cop game. The Battlefield name is big, so we slapped the Battlefield name on our cop game. Like, I don't believe any of the backstory to that whatsoever.
Well, yeah, because it makes zero sense. Like, Battlefield at its core has nothing to do with the entire premise of Hardline.
Not whatsoever. Like, the name Battlefield Has
But
nothing to do with
they
police
knew it
work.
was not good, and they wanted it because, it would sell, because of that.
Yeah.
name.
Wow.
Yeah.
They thought. Did it end
Well,
up selling well?
I mean, it
It sold well.
still pretty well.
I think 5-6 million copies probably. I'll look up some numbers. I know it sold pretty well. Like I think almost as well as 4.
Yeah, I know it wasn't a failure for selling at the start.
Yes. Yeah. Now premium probably failed hard this time around. That's a whole different story.
James, what do you got for us?
I've got a few more. Definitely
All right.
after this year, Tony Hawk needs to.
Oh, I think Tony Hawk is dead. Like, I think
I don't know, I could see them
Activision's
trying
like,
to reboot.
You think so?
I could. I don't know.
That's what this was supposed to be. They hadn't made one in years.
I'd be curious to know what
they
the
made
sales
the
on that
crappy
game is.
board ones.
Yeah.
Fable needs to just. They need to be done with Fable.
They are working on a new one for Xbox One, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's not. It's not the traditional Fable.
Is there
It's-
a traditional
there's
Fable?
well, I mean, the 1, 2, and 3 are more traditional than Fable Legends. Is it Fable Legends that's coming out, or is that the
I
one that
think
was
it's
already out?
No, there's no Fable out yet. But
There was one for there was one for the Kinect.
Oh gosh,
I think that was Fable Legends.
I
yeah.
played the demo of that. It was so bad. Like it was awful.
So there's a new Fable out now that's got more of a multiplayer focus. I think.
Yeah.
It just that needs to be done. And honestly, I hate to say. I mean, 343 Studio or industry. What are they called? 343 Industries.
343, the Halo guys.
They say they want Halo to be around for another 30 years, but I kind of think Master Chief is. I think they need to reboot completely.
He had a good ending with 3. 3 was a great ending. Should have just left it at 3, and then doing like their ODST and stuff. Keep the Halo universe alive. I think that'd be
Yeah.
great.
I mean,
Like,
they're doing
yeah.
Halo Wars too.
Yeah, a good universe is a good universe, but there's no reason. Like playing 4, it just felt like such a rehash that it made me not at all interested to go play 5. Because I'm like, I already played the Master Chief story. Like, why are we dragging this poor dude out again? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this isn't compelling. I think 4 would be more interesting if I was just some random soldier, like just along for the ride or something. Like, I didn't see
Yeah,
any
for
reason
sure.
why they had to trot out the Chief again.
I thought 4 was amazing.
I know. I'm in. A little
I think
bit
the story.
minority
I think
there.
the story for 4 was really good too.
If Jeremiah
It
had
got
gotten
really
to finish
good
it with
reviews,
you,
but-
maybe he would have thought the same thing.
Well, it was. I mean, playing it together. I mean, we miss a lot more of the story too because we're chatting.
It was still the exact same. It's
But I mean,
enter this area, kill everybody, hit the button. Into the next area, kill everybody, hit the button, and then there's a cutscene at the end. Like,
but that's all of the Halo game. I mean, that's
I know
literally.
that's.
you know
I
what
think
mean?
that's the point. They're kind of That's kind of running
Yeah.
its course. Like,
I think it's fine for it to keep Halo around, but I think it'd be good to wrap up Master Chief's story and just go with introduce someone new. Because by the time the 6th one's out, because the trilogy they're working on right now, by the time that's done, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people that don't really care about Master Chief. They didn't start from Halo 1 or something. So I think they can keep it around. I think it's a really good series.
My issue with
Great multiplayer game.
My issue with Halo is that the bad guys are just so boring. Like you're fighting the same guys over and over and over.
they're interesting enemy designs, but like,
Yeah, but
they are
to do
rehashed
once,
a lot,
but
right?
yeah.
I think it was. I mean, it was an amazing shooter for the early 2000s, but it is kind of. It hasn't changed enough, and it probably shouldn't change enough that much because people play Halo because they like a certain thing about it. But maybe it should just go multiplayer only.
I would actually be really fine with that. I wish Halo could come to everything.
Multi-platform.
I wish it wasn't just on Xbox.
Playing it on his little watch.
Well, because I think we would all have a lot of fun playing Capture the Flag and the vehicle-based ones because it's a lot of fun. But yeah,
I mean, that was like classic LAN party stuff right there. Like, I think everyone played that.
I think we can all agree there's certain games that would be really fun, but playing with other people, like I don't think any of us would probably play a lot of hours of Halo by ourselves online.
No,
Definitely
not at all.
no.
But if we all had it on PC and it was like, hey, we all play Capture the Flag, I think we'd have a blast.
I'm going to throw in there Street Fighter just because I don't care.
I mean, I think people still really enjoy that franchise, though.
Yeah, but this is my list, damn it.
Excellent point. Excellent point. Continue.
Well, he said at the start, because I don't care.
Other things I'd like to end. Farm Bill. I don't like Candy Crush.
I
Why-
like all
I'm
the
not looking for
MOBA
empirical
games.
evidence. This is James' subjective opinion.
Why do you want Street Fighter to end though? I mean, is
I
it
don't wanna-
literally just because you don't care?
Well, it's just rehashing over and over and over and over and over, and then they rehash the rehash.
But it's, I mean,
several
but the
different
only
times.
thing though is, how do you make a new fighter game? It's side-scrolling fighting. Like they're all going to kind of be the same outside of like a new skin in a way. So like if you do have two good games, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, that are essentially almost, well, yeah, people are going to kill me, but I think they're about the same game, but just different skins, and one's way more violent than the other. But like if they're both really good, like how are you going to make a different fighting game that people want to play? Because I think there's only like there's such a niche crowd that it's like a hockey game. There's only one hockey game that comes out a year. It's going to make money because just for those people that like it.
I mean, what I would do is, I mean, I know their mentality is to make as much money as possible, but I think it would be more interesting to see a base of the game release and then do large DLC for those games instead of now get the Ultimate Street Fighter Edition, now get the Super Ultimate Street Fighter Edition. I mean, that kind of game, you could literally just release new content every year and just keep building off the base, as opposed to
it could be like,
releasing a new game.
Like Team Fortress. Like how long has that game been out now? Like it's been out for a long time. Like 2008, right?
Team like the original
Team Fortress
Team
2?
Fortress 2, winter of 2007.
Yeah.
Gosh, like it's crazy, but you load that game up, it doesn't look bad. It looks good. But like for that kind of game, so I think a game like Street Fighter could probably be built on an engine like that and like just keep updating it.
They've been doing the cell shaded look for a while with Street Fighter. They could, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the look is fine. Like it's easy to run, you know, it runs on very low end machines, so it should be totally fine in the future.
A couple games that I don't want the series to end, but I want them to jump out a little bit, get out of their niche.
Mhm.
I would love for Zelda to go a different direction.
Okay.
Like I'm tired of waking up, you know, as a little hero and having to collect your clothes or whatever to then set off on your journey to become this hero. I would like it to be a little more in depth, honestly.
Maybe you start as the hero and then go do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to go more the Witcher route, honestly,
Mhm.
to make it a little bit more mature. You can still keep some of the, you know, the Japanese elements in there, but it never really gets that deep. I would honestly, if they turned it more into an RPG than it is, I think it could work really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the new one you do play not as Link right away. So I don't know when you play as Link, but you get to play as either two characters or something like that. So I really do hope they do something like way different. I know in the middle of the development cycle, they changed a huge amount of stuff, like a huge amount of stuff. That's why they had a lot of delays. So I always wanted to have like a futuristic Zelda. I always thought that'd be kind of cool. Just something like just so different. You know what I mean? Where like you go, oh, you're going to get the Master Sword, but you find out the Master Sword is something you would not expect it to be. You know, like just
Like
not
a fork.
No, I mean, like, I don't mean like, I don't know. Let's say like,
Gonna eat so
like the
hard
Master,
now.
like the Master Sword is actually like a ship, right? Or
Yeah,
I don't know.
that'd
Something,
be-
you know what I mean?
I
Something like,
understand what
oh,
you're
it's kind
saying,
of cool, but then maybe they could twist it around that it becomes a sword, or you do find a sword. But just I don't know, something way different than because James, it's like, oh, I'm in the ice temple, you know? It's like I'm gonna
Fire
get this
temple
item.
time.
Yeah. Water temple, no.
To go along with that, my last one is the Elder Scrolls. Because what people have been saying for the last Elder Scrolls game and the last Fallout game is, oh yeah, it's about what I expected. Like, it's good, but it's more of the same. And Bethesda's really, really talented, but they kind of keep making the same game, but they just keep making it better each time, but they're making the same game. So I think the Elder Scrolls world is cool enough, but they're a talented studio. I want to see what else they can do. Like, I feel like if you like that type of game, Skyrim is still awesome. Oblivion's still awesome. Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 4. Like, they've built such a huge library of content that is built around the same general type of gameplay, the same general method of getting quests, the same general leveling up ideas. Like, even though they're a little bit different in the individual games, if you like that thing, they've made you hundreds and hundreds of hours of content. I want to see what else they can do.
You know what I think, Jeremiah, would be really
But
cool
they do.
for that?
I mean, they make other games that are just completely different.
That team doesn't, though. That team.
yeah, the actual, I guess the main Bethesda team.
Yeah, the main team I mean, I know
just go back and
Bethesda
forth
publishes
between
other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. But
I think what would make Elder Scrolls really not 100% different, but just add a lot more to it is really starting on a completely new engine, so that it would allow you tons of new mechanics. Because one thing in The Witcher that I kind of wish there was in the game was a little bit more ability to interact with the environment, with things. Like, think of being able to have the climbing abilities in something like Skyrim, like from Assassin's Creed. So you still have Elder Scrolls, like you can do all those quests, but then you can add in the extra ability of like maybe platforming a bit, like platforming stuff, like I don't know, shooting like a grappling gun, or I don't know, some sort of with rope physics or something, like things.
What were you playing earlier, Joel? Were you playing
What?
Just Cause?
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking like it would be cool, like in Witcher, like if there was parts where you could actually hook a grappling hook, have to climb up something. I don't know, a lot more way. Everything is climb up this thing. Okay, open a door, get a key.
yeah.
Use your Witcher thing. Like it's always the same. Like it'd be cool if there was like 3 more gameplay abilities that would create, a more random sense of like quests and stuff. I think that's what Skyrim really needs, I think.
That's kind of where I think Assassin's Creed 2, Black Flag might be my favorite of the series, but Assassin's Creed 2, I really, really enjoyed because the traversal was still kind of hard. Like in the latest games, you just hold down the climb button and run over everything. Like they'll jump like 15 feet straight up a wall to grab onto a handhold. But Assassin's Creed 2, a big part of getting into areas was problem solving, like how to get somewhere, because you had to gently work your way around a building, get up one level, work your way around, find a way through something. Like it took me an hour to get in position for an assassination once, and it was really, really fun. So I feel like they nailed traversal, but then they just left it behind to make the games more accessible. I agree with what you're saying. If like the next Elder Scrolls game or Witcher game had traversal like that, that would be really, really cool. That would really open it up. Or maybe the next Assassin's Creed will be that, because they're rumored that they're going to be turning it into more of an RPG. So,
well, Assassin's Creed 2 had one of the biggest abilities that I miss from all the newer ones is you could jump off any ledge, any direction, and just kill yourself, right?
Right.
But one of the coolest things you could do is you could jump off and didn't know if you were going to hit something, so you could actually hold the B button and he would hold out his hands to catch something. I really miss that in the Syndicate and Black Flag, because that was such a cool thing to be able to like run off, hope to grab something, yay! Like it felt really, I don't know, rewarding to do that. And you don't have, you simply can't do that in this game. Like you can't just run off a ledge and jump by accident. So you can kind of just, not scared at all that you're going to die. Like you won't ever fall off something unless you, like, the only way you can fall off is it shows a warning, like, you're going to let go. So I kind of missed that from the other games.
I am going to ask how there's so many Final Fantasy games.
Well,
I get
just continuously re-releasing the old ones. I don't know if that really counts.
Are you kidding? They're like 15 now.
Yeah, but that's 15.
And that's not
like
including the one-offs, Chronicles or Tactics.
And 13
or
is 3 games. I think the ship has kind of sailed on those because no one's really enjoyed the last like 3 or 4. They're not selling well, and they're not.
I guess
the new one actually looks kind of decent, honestly. Like
which
looks
new one? When you say new one with Final Fantasy,
not the MMO,
clarify.
the new straight up RPG.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. I
think it's 15. Maybe it's 14. Who knows?
I think it is 15. But like I feel like that franchise kind of is over a little bit. There are people who still enjoy it and play it, but I think they jumped the shark so long ago. All they know how to do now, it's like they're a dog chasing their tail. They just keep re-releasing their most popular ones on new platforms and in different forms.
I'm playing it right now on my Apple Watch.
But, and they're saying like this Final Fantasy VII remake they're releasing it episodically because it's too big to be one game. The Witcher 3 can be one game. I think this could probably be one game, but
too big for just one price.
Does that mean Hitman's going to be too big to be one game?
Ooh. Yeah. Anyone have any last ones before we move on?
I have one to say.
Okay.
Half-Life.
You're just being a dick.
No, it's time to call it.
I think I agree with what James is saying. Joel, just listen for a second.
Well, how are they going to end it?
The
What would
fanboy
just come out and
love.
say, "Hey, we ended it."
The fanboy love is on right now, and Joel can't hear logic. No, Joel, wouldn't you like closure?
Yeah, I do want closure on it.
No, not in the story. Don't you want them just to admit the truth that they're not making a new Half-Life game?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I would like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like, honestly, either way, like to say,
James,
yeah,
aren't you
we left
saying
it
that you
behind.
want them to officially just say we're not?
I
working on
love
it?
the series. I don't want
Yeah.
it to end, but I want it to end. Like
Yeah.
I do want
Which
You want
either
the-
say
you
something
want
or
the
make
pain
something.
to end.
But actually just say something either way.
that's kind of the problem is that people assume they must be working on it because why wouldn't they just tell us they're not working on it if they aren't? But it's Valve. Nothing they do makes sense. Like, I mean, it makes sense in retrospect, but like they don't feel the need to convince you they're doing the right thing. They just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they're not working on it, I'd like them to say, "Hey guys, it's over," and everyone
Well, the
will
real
be really
problem
sad.
is.
But what, Dave?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just say that the real problem is that the Half-Life team has been so busy with all the Steam support all these years. Like they've just been knocking the ball out of the park with that, and it's
Oh,
just taking up
yeah.
all their time.
Yeah,
So
running all that Steam
And
they
support.
can't really
Dota.
work on Half-Life. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wish
And
we had like
hats.
I can't wait to like I hope we get to find out one day because I am curious if it's one of those things where like, you know what, we're not making Half-Life 3, but we're not announcing we're never going to do it because it's like we have no plans to ever do it, but we're not going, hey, we're nixing the franchise. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I don't know, it'd be like taking a really high level franchise like Assassin's Creed and going, we're completely done. Like saying it's one thing. It's like, you know, we have no more games planned at all for the foreseeable future. But like instead of, I wouldn't completely bury it. So it's like if you ever come back, it's like, well, you can't. You know, I wouldn't do that. But I
Yeah,
wonder if
they
it's one of
could.
those kind of things.
They could. There's so many franchises that
Well,
have
The Last
ended, and then
Guardian- the
and then
Last
the last
Guardian
one
game.
sells well, and they're like, oh well.
Yeah, but the Last Guardian, those Japanese franchises don't have. They might have the hype behind them, but they don't have the need to like churn them out.
No, they don't. I'm not saying they have any insurance, but I'm still like that's a long period of time for Last Guardian, and no one heard anything for like 6 years. So I mean, like I don't think that's any different. You know, any different. For me, I think what's more frustrating is the fact that now, Dave, if Witcher 2 ended on just Witcher 2, it'd been fine. That ending, I'm sure the ending of Witcher 2 is not like, oh God, it didn't go like, I'm going to get you like mid, cutscene and then just end,
You haven't beaten The Witcher 2, have you?
I haven't, but I've read on the wiki, so I'm not sure if I'm missing. It's been a while, but
Joel, the war that's going on in Witcher 3 begins at the end of Witcher 2. Like you find out that all the kingdoms are declaring war. And
But
the
what
armies are moving
is it
north.
as-
It is
it
a
as
bit of a
frustrating?
cliffhanger. It's a
okay, but
cliffhanger.
is it as frustrating as the Half-Life 2 ending? where you're
No,
like, that's
no,
like
it's not. Like,
it
no,
almost like
it's
ends in the middle of the middle of a sentence.
Okay, so it's not as frustrating as Half-Life 2, sure. But it's pretty far up there as far as a cliffhanger goes because not only do you find out about the war that's being declared, you also learn the truth about Yennefer. And the entire time in the first two games, you think that Triss has been the sorceress you've been looking for this whole time. At the end of Witcher 2, you learn, oh, Triss is actually not the person at all. You had forgotten about Yennefer entirely. And someone tells you about it at the end of the game. So you go, wait, like I have to go find Yennefer now. The kingdoms are at war. It's a pretty
Remember,
big
you didn't
cliffhanger.
have an episode. You didn't have a Witcher 3 that was guaranteed or like, hey, here's tease. We have another episode for you. You know what I mean? Like
that's
if
true.
you were playing Witcher 3 and it just ended midway and it says, hey, we have Witcher 3 expansion 1, and then it just never came. Then it's like, oh, come on, because you were really anticipating this.
Will Geralt find Ciri in part 3?
That's more of just a frustration of like, I don't care if they come out with literally an hour-long just thing that just ends it. I would just like to just like.
Would you be happy if they released a comic book?
No, I wouldn't be happy. I mean, I would read it. I would read it. It would still be something. I'd be like, oh, I'm sad that I don't get to play anything more. But yeah, I just want to know a little bit how it ends. I don't need to know everything about the G-Man character or anything, but I would just like to know just what happens after. It was just such in the middle. It wasn't even like it wasn't even like an Inception twist, where the camera ends on you're like, oh, what happens? But it was still satisfying ending. This was just like, oh no, here, cut. It's like next episode. What?
It's all going wrong.
Yeah, and now
Stay tuned.
going on almost 10 years.
They need to
Since
sell it to
episode
Disney.
2.
Well,
Since Disney's buying everything.
I'm with Joel a little bit there. Like, I just want someone to give us one honest paragraph about what happened. Like, they were definitely planning on making 3 episodes. They released 1 and 2 in a fairly timely manner, and then just nothing. Like, it is weird. You think you would have heard about them developing it? Maybe there's
Well, here's the
problems,
thing. No,
something
there
else.
was lots of news about episode 3.
Lots of
news
rumors.
No. In 2007, trust me, I'm the Half-Life guru here. Okay, I literally followed everything. And in 2007, when episode 2 came out, right afterwards, you heard news. You can look up concept art for episode 3 right now. It's official concept art. but like, I mean, it's changed probably a billion times now. But like, oh yeah, okay. They said, oh, it's gonna be a little bit of delay because I was thinking, oh, maybe they're wrapping up the series with this, you know. So I was like, okay, they'll have a delay. They want to do it right, and then nothing, and then nothing, and then it was like, okay, Portal 2, and then Left 4 Dead 2, you know, and then no games after that, pretty much outside of, I guess, you know, outside of Dota and everything. But their franchise is like, whoa, nothing.
They should have just finished. They should have just finished in a timely manner. Even if it wasn't groundbreaking, they should have just finished the story arc, and then they could take as much time off as they wanted.
Happened.
I could see that happening with a studio that goes out of business, like where they make promises and then for unforeseen circumstances they can't finish it. But they could have finished it. I mean, you know, we see it all the time where companies basically almost sublease the games out to, you know, them, let the other studio develop it under their, you know, their name. They could have done that too. I mean, there's any number of things that could have been done in the last 10 years. But
I agree with you, James. I do want the series to end. I'd be fine with honestly an hour of gameplay. But I it's just like, because Witcher 3 is a good finale to Geralt or whatever. They can do whatever they want with any other characters, stuff like that. But like, all right, that was good. I mean, because there are so many good games coming out all the time, and there are
Joel,
things you want to play.
You said that earlier today on Skype. You're like, I'm just so glad that The Witcher 3 ended Geralt's story on such a high note. And I was just like,
for you. Oh yeah, but I'm saying, you know, like it's your favorite series, and like I'm glad that they went on, like they made a huge, massive game. But it's like I just wish they had a little bit of that. Even just saying, I don't. 20-minute gameplay.
You just reminded me, Joel.
I want to end it. I want to put the roses on the gravestone, guys. I just want to do that. Tell me where the gravestone is.
Body.
I know. I am. That's how I feel. I'm like, I just need to bury it.
Joel, imagine if they ended Empire Strikes Back like that. It was just done. Not another movie.
No. Imagine if The Force Awakens was the last.
No.
Imagine if
you take it back.
Production difficulties and there's a plane crash and all the main people producing it die and they're just like, oh well, guys, we decided to stop.
You want to know the
but then they're like, we found someone else. Oh shoot! All right, we're gonna hand the franchise off. We found someone else who can take it back over again. Hey guys,
it's
George Lucas here.
Ubal, the director.
Ubal. No, they'll give it back to George Lucas to realize his vision for 7 and it.
I've enlisted Michael Bay to help me.
I would totally watch a Michael Bay.
That would actually be pretty fun.
That'd be amazing.
The Clone Wars directed by Michael Bay.
They're like, you think the last Death Star was big? Come on.
He would bring back Mace Windu and he'd be like, gonna miss you, mother effers up. And they're like Will Smith, like, you know, like the circular camera shots, rising up with the guns.
Is that Mace Windu piloting the Darth or the
Darth Star?
The Darth Star.
The Death Galaxy?
Ooh, Shane said M. Night Shyamalan Star Wars.
Well, there'll definitely be a twist. Which we're expecting anyway.
The twist is the movie sucked and you didn't expect it to suck this bad. I watched Avatar, Last Airbender.
Oh gosh. No, did you wait? Oh yeah, you saw
Last Airbender.
Yeah. And
the show is called Avatar.
Yeah. What was the one with Will Smith we watched?
After Earth.
That one? Did you see that?
I have not seen it yet.
It's funny. It's not as bad as you think it was, but like there'd be moments where like, this is actually really good. And then immediately just awful. And then like, oh, this is a pretty good segment. Horrible. Like it just went up, down. Like it was like, what the crap?
Did you see that? I think the next Star Wars episode is coming out like a week before Avatar 2.
Oh, really?
What?
And I think there's some other
Avatar 2 is December
2017.
Or are you talking about Rogue?
The episode 8.
That's coming out in December. At the same time.
Like a week before Avatar 2.
That's stupid.
For Star Wars or Avatar?
For Star Wars. Well, because Avatar was already sitting there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's Star Wars.
2009, I guess.
As we've seen, it doesn't matter how abused the fans are. When it's Star Wars time, they turn up.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna be really
they just moved it back. Really I mean, it's not like
I don't know.
They've always been head to head.
Maybe they want to keep the Christmas tradition. Maybe. The thing is, you should never bet against James Cameron. With all the movies he's made where people are like, oh, a romance movie on a boat no one cares about? Please. a movie with a bunch of 3D aliens and trees, please. Like, and you know, every
A
movie.
sequel to the best alien movie ever. How could it possibly be good? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. The Terminator was fine. Why do you got to make it? Oh, it's the best action movie of the decade. Okay, all right, fine. So, like, if there's like anything, like, if I was the person directing Episode 8, I'd be like, ugh, Avatar 2. Like, he doesn't make sequels very often. When he does, it's Terminator 2. So, yeah. Anyway,
I am excited for Avatar, not necessarily for the story, but just like it's
I
a
want to see what
visual
else
treat.
he's cooked up.
It's a visual treat.
I want to see that movie in 3D.
Yeah.
I can't say that honestly most of the time.
I think they're doing the 48 frames. I think for this one. Apparently, there's rumor that he might be doing it in 120 frames, or like
Man,
even higher.
that render
It's like, what the
farm,
heck?
3D,
Gosh,
120
It's
I
literally
know.
is a farm.
That's ridiculous.
It's got like 1,000 acres of computers.
They built it on the moon, so it's self-cooling. It's powered by the sun. No. All of the sun.
It's inside the moon. They just open a door to let the cold space air in.
Starting render, begin venting.
The moon's speeding up. There's all this hot exhaust air.
Guys, the movie's coming out in 3 years. We better start rendering now.
Oh,
All right.
it's my nightmare.
It's now time for the news.
News time.
Dave, what do you got for us this week?
Some Battlefront news-ish. It's more of a leak, actually.
After you just said that Battlefield should
it's-
end, let's let their franchise that's actually working get new stuff.
I'm still enjoying Battlefront, but I want more. Still no word on what the season pass is going to be yet, like all the premium stuff. I mean, it's been out for, over 2 months now, Joel, like just barely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right at 2 months at least. And still no word on anything coming for premium, but a Brazilian EA channel, and as far as I can tell, this is actually like an official channel, posted a video saying that there's a free map coming on Tatooine along with a new outfit for Leia and Luke for everyone. It's going to be for all base vanilla owners, based off of the movies. They don't say which movies, but I guess if Luke was Return of the Jedi and Leia was Leia Empire Strikes Back outfit?
Yeah.
So just not those, I guess,
Yeah,
if it's a new outfit, along with daily challenges, which I have never cared about in an FPS whatsoever. DICE, please stop. You do it for Battlefield all the time. Like, guys, can the community do 2 million revives in the next week? I'm like, maybe, I don't care. And then also private matches coming for Battlefront free for everyone, and special community events, which I don't know what that means, but all right, free stuff. I'm hoping for news.
Triple XP.
I'm a little worried
weekends.
about the DLC. I'm worried about it because that's a hefty price tag on DLC.
Yeah.
When they haven't announced a roadmap to it or anything, I mean, I wonder if they're saying, how are we going to make this worth as much as we've already asked people to pay?
That's
for
true,
the people
James,
who pay for
because
season passes.
I mean, like, at least with Hardline Premium, they just lied to us and just like bullet pointed features that haven't come out yet. Like, at least the website had something, right? I mean, it's not in the game yet, but maybe one day.
This is different, Dave. If they don't, this is Star Wars. All the fans are just gonna.
Yes, Joel, we know
literally,
it's
they're
Star
gonna
Wars.
eat their entire development building. Just eat it.
So I think that this newest free map and the lack of news about the DLC, I think that they're related. Here's my theory. What's the number one complaint besides the casualness of the game?
There's not enough
With Battlefront?
content.
Not enough content. I think that DICE, I mean, it's pretty obvious. DICE had to make the launch of the movie, right? I think that they're finishing maps that were just not greenlit early enough and were not far enough along in dev to make the retail launch. They're finishing these free maps up, and we're not going to see DLC news until sometime in late February, because they're finishing out free maps that they were hoping to include in the main game and will be, at this point, we just couldn't make it to the retail launch. That's my theory.
That's a
I
pretty
told
good
Dave-
theory, I think.
I told Dave with the new map, and which equals 4 mini new maps for each mode, because they have to make a different one for each mode.
Yeah.
I think if it came with Jakku and the Tatooine, I think that would have been, a solid release for the maps.
That was Battlefield 4's
It's
content.
smaller
right
than
there.
something like an 18 map kind of thing. I mean, if you pick it apart and go, each mode has a different mode. I think that's solid for the money. I don't think you need 32 maps for a game.
Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 4 though had a single player too.
That's true.
Yeah,
But it only had
I
9
guess.
maps at launch. Or 8 maps, I think. And they were pretty split up too. Like I remember at launch, there were only of the 8 or 9 maps, only 2 of them were large conquests that had like full air vehicles and everything. So like if you liked flying jets, you had 2 maps at launch for Battlefield 4. You could do that on the largest player count.
I just want to know when they're going to put pod racing in as a DLC.
That would be cool.
I'd play that on that engine. Yeah, I'd play that.
I played the pod racing game on PS4. It's so old.
It's still fun though.
Oh, did you buy
Crappy.
the Star Wars re-release games on PS4, Joel?
Yeah, well, I bought it for specifically Bounty Hunter.
Are they fun?
I opened. Oh, I love Bounty Hunter. I'm like halfway through the game already.
How are you liking Super Star Wars?
Oh God, dude, that game makes me swear like a pirate. Like F that game. Just toss it into the deepest parts.
That's
of
what those
hell.
pirates say. F it, matey.
Yeah. That thing is free. I've played the first level 25 times now. Cannot beat it. Like, what the crap?
Oh, it's just because you suck then. That's why you don't like it. I mean, Joel, if you just stick with it, if you
if
stick with it for a little while
I'm trying
longer,
to stick
though,
with it because I feel like it's going to click.
I
and
feel like it will click, and yeah, it'll just be good. I feel like
If you get about
you can do it.
3 or 4 hours into it, Joel,
Okay.
it'll work.
Okay.
And then honestly, that's all I want to play anymore. All right.
Well, I just think the mechanics are just cheap though.
Yeah.
The mechanics, it's not good
Everything was
gameplay.
cheap back then.
Jeremiah's like, that sounds like Bloodborne.
All right, my item is The Division. They got rid of that companion app. Probably they say because they couldn't make it work correctly and people were controlling drones weird. I'm guessing it was after that E3 press conference where they're like, "Boy, howdy, you want to play together? We sure do. We've been waiting for you." And then everyone in the play testing was like, "This is a super lame idea and you should kill it." And they killed it. I'm guessing that's how that went down. But the game is releasing soon in March. And there
I don't
was
feel like
gonna
it's
be-
coming out. It's so weird that it's coming out.
It is a little weird
It
that it's coming,
is.
but I'm actually getting excited about it. All the gameplay I've seen of it and all the people who've played it so far, everyone's saying it's really solid. So unless they
Yeah,
totally
the gameplay
mess it
looks a
up-
lot better than that last presentation left
Yeah.
such a bad taste in my mouth for
Yeah.
that
Same
game.
here. But the stuff I've seen lately, like, actually looks really cool.
I'm excited. I'm thinking that's going to be our next big group multiplayer game, like after Grand Theft Auto Online. Not that we're getting rid of it, Debbie. Stop frowning at the screen. But The Division might be the next big one because it looks like something that you can play kind of casual, co-op, or you can go into the dark zones and go full PvP against people. And like it looks like it's going to have a lot of variation. But that's not the news item. The news item is there was going to be a player trading system where if you want to trade items with somebody, you kind of enter into this little dialogue where you propose what you want to trade, they propose what they trade, everyone agrees, and it goes forward. They've dropped that, saying that it's not going to be ready in time is what they're saying. Like they can't do a good enough job by the time the game releases. But I'm wondering what you guys think about that because like Diablo 3 started with a player house, like a player auction house, and they had to get rid of it for a variety of reasons, mostly that the community was gaming it. And then, Grand Theft Auto Online originally had a stock market, and then people started gaming that and making tons of money, so they did away with it. I'm wondering if they're just thinking this isn't worth getting into because like the only game that's kept one going this long, I think, is E. So,
Yeah. I forgot about the GTA 5 stock market.
Me too.
because like with Counter Strike,
Didn't forget the article saying here's how to get like $2 billion in
Yeah.
GTA.
but like TF2 and Counter Strike, they use real money for theirs, so it's like you can't quite game it as easily because it is using an actual currency, not one made up just for the game. So now it looks like the only way to trade stuff will be like in DayZ, where you just talk to somebody and drop stuff on the ground and use trust. What do you guys think about that?
I'm okay with that, honestly.
I think anything to get rid of any sort of like, I don't know, gamey system.
Mhm.
Like I hate the fact that Destiny is going like you can buy like silver upgrade packs and like right there. I'm almost wondering like if Destiny 2 is like the best thing ever, if it has that crap in it, like nope, I don't even want to play it. Just screw it. I never want to. I just hate that stuff now. So I hope they keep that stuff out of it. So anything that's like going that direction, I'd say is good.
I always prefer like anything that's player driven and player controls. Like I don't think you need a menu to trade loot. Like you don't need like a safe place to trade loot. It's a PvP action game. Throw it on the ground, fight over it.
Just can't wait for that Witcher 3 PvP DLC to come out, Dave, so we can go and like just destroy all your loot caches and follow you around as you're trying to listen to dialogue, and we're like dancing around.
Joel, do you remember when we were playing Nether?
Yes, I
You
do.
threw the stuff on the ground. The guy came up and grabbed it and ran. You remember that?
Yeah.
We were in a safe zone.
That's great. That's fantastic. I also remember the time when Joel glitched into a pile of rubble and just hid from a person because he was like inside the bag of trash, just like looking through, like, oh,
Gosh, what a great game.
oh man.
Joel, what's your item?
Okay, so Valve has allowed a mod for Opposing Force, which was a kind of side shoot of Half-Life 2 or the Half-Life series.
Yeah.
Kind of happens at the same time Half-Life 1 happens through like the military side perspective. So apparently this one guy over 18 months made his own mod, and it's apparently good, and they're releasing it for $10 on Steam. And I think that's really cool. I mean, it's neat that one guy did that, and I hope he gets a good job, and this becomes something. I mean, that's pretty
He can
incredible.
go work at Valve and write
I know. I'm like, can you go do that?
game
But-
descriptions and
But the funniest thing, I outside of the fact that's like, yay, Valve is like letting everyone else make Half-Life games and stuff. I'm glad they're allowing them to do this. But like, if you look up the trailer for this game, and it's called Prospect. That's what it's called. It looks like that. Like, it looks horrible. Like, the trailer just looks awful. I think the game might be good, but it looks awful. And I'm going, I don't know. It just feels weird that, like, I can't think of any other company who would allow this, I guess. Like, let's say I made a offshoot of Pirates of the Caribbean. I made like a fan film or something like that. It was decent enough of like, hey, this is really good. We're going to allow you to put the Pirates of the Caribbean logo on there. And I can make the trailer look as crappy as I want, but they're like, yeah, we'll still sell it. Like, it's just weird that Valve is allowing them to sell it without going, hey, we need a decent trailer. We can help you out with a little bit of promotion for it or so. I don't know. it's weird. It's just like, we officially let this work, but gosh, it looks like crap. So I don't know. It's just, it kind of pisses me off a little bit that how Valve is, I don't know. It's nice they're letting them do it, but it's kind of like,
Joel, are they disrespecting your Half-Life right now? Not giving it the respect that it deserves?
yeah, I mean, I think a little bit. I mean, like Black Mesa, I think it was called the Black Mesa, like just original Half-Life 1 remake cut of it. I played through, I think, half of it. It was okay. I mean, it was well done, but the design, like the logos, everything, it looked really good. It just felt more legit, like an actual game release. But this is kind of like, hey, you're charging $10 for something I barely even know if it's even good. I feel like that's like way more cheating than even seeing Battlefront. Like, they show you a crap ton of gameplay, then you buy the game. This is like, here's $10 for a offshoot of Half-Life, but good luck on commercial teasers or gameplay. Nothing.
Yeah.
All right, James, what would you like to talk about?
So I don't even know how to, some of the stuff I don't even know how to explain. There has been a lot of Nintendo rumors this week. I feel like I'm the
your
Nintendo
section, we ought to just
spokesman.
give you like a Nintendo section and make you come up with different news items.
You would think I'd love Nintendo. I'm just really interested to find out what's happening. And that's just, I have to know. You have no idea how much I've looked up episode 8 info as much as I can. So I just have to know information. So with us from both the securities group and a survey, they've gotten a few details this week. One of them is that the system will do 4K video streaming, which I have my doubts about that, to be honest.
I mean, you can do a
video's
4K Netflix stream. It's not hard to do.
But that would involve them actually having their finger on the pulse of where technology is, and that just hasn't. I mean, frankly, it hasn't been their thing.
That's true.
HD was coming out. They said, it's not ready. It's not ready for prime time. And like a year later, everybody had an HD TV. But strangely, the game, the rumor is that the gameplay is supposed to be 900p, which, okay, I mean, it's Xbox One quality. We'll see. But some of the other things, one of the things that came out today is that it's rumored to have a split release where they release a portable component of it this year. And then the home console component that it connects to is coming out next year, which would be interesting. Joel and I were talking about it. It could be something cool if they keep them both, like if they get the handheld around $200, and the home console around $250. I think combined it could work. But they also made some other weird. I don't know if it was from the survey or not, but there were some weird rumors about it being able to stream to the computer, being able to stream to a PS4, to a smartphone.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that I don't even know what they're talking about when they say that. Maybe they're talking about Twitch. Like, you could watch us on Twitch. Yay, we finally got Twitch. But their projection is to basically get back on track this year with their smartphone apps that they plan on selling. So we could see them financially moving back up as opposed to taking the dip that they've been taking. That's all I got.
Are you hopeful, James, or are you?
I'm
Are you pretty skeptical still?
I'm definitely skeptical. I'm always hopeful.
I can tell from the tone of your voice.
I mean, I'm always hopeful because
yeah,
if they were done right, I think they could be a good company. But I mean, I've given my desire for what Nintendo should be.
He's provided you with his desires.
I mean, they haven't listened yet.
James just called Nintendo out big time there. Like, I've tried to show them how they can succeed at everything.
I've given you your roadmap. You're not taking it. If you start veering off and go off a cliff, not my fault.
They've chosen the path of failure, and I just have like a parent. I just have to just let them make their own mistakes.
So I'm very skeptical, but I'm rooting for them to do well.
Anybody want to put out their predictions? Nintendo, whatever they call it, 6K supporting. I think it'd be so awesome if they literally like, you know what? Every sale of the next Nintendo, like, we make a complete loss. Like, they make a dime on it. You know, like, they make nothing. And it's just like ridiculous. 64 gigs of RAM, Mario in 8K. Like, what the crap? You're set for life, baby.
All right, last bit of news. So Zotac makes good, cheap GTX 970s. And the 970's been out for what, a year and a half?
Yeah, it's been out for a long while.
Yeah, it's about time for a new generation. Zotac didn't get the memo. They are releasing the Zotac 970 Extreme Edition.
The Street Fighter Edition.
Wait, Jeremiah, you left off the end of the title. It's actually the 970.
It's gold.
Extreme Edition OC for overclock.
Yeah, Extreme OC.
They should have called it OG. Being that gold.
That is a gaudy
It's
card.
gold with blue LEDs. So it looks bad. But it's supposed to be the extreme overclocking one. It's factory overclocked to 1200 megahertz. It'll turbo to 1335, and the memory's at 7200. That is not impressive. My bargain basement, the cheapest Zotac 970, the cheapest 970 you could buy, I was running mine at 1430.
Yeah.
Totally fine. So I'm sorry, 100 megahertz slower than that is not the Extreme Edition. Especially, it's not officially sold in America yet, but converted to American money, its MSRP is $425.
Holy crap! Are you kidding me?
It won't go for $425, even if it's like $375 or something. That's still like, it's like they don't even understand. Like, you don't. People have been overclocking those things for literally.
Oops! I tripped and bought a 980 instead.
If you guys scroll down to the bottom of that article and look at like where you can hover over the different colors and like the background changes, it has the Japanese characters across the top. That is the most Japanese looking video card I've ever seen. Like, it looks like a Power Ranger.
I feel like Godzilla's gonna like eat it in the advertisement.
It's a Power Ranger card. It
actually detects every time you get a headshot and it goes, go, go, Power Rangers. Like, plays like electric guitar part.
But if you're building your first PC, this would look fantastic in that gaudy case you're going to buy.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
It's now time for mail time.
Mail time.
All right. We got to talk, guys. So, the Weird Stranger segment of the podcast has been going on for several months. I know it might feel like it's much longer than that, but it's been going on for several months now. We've laughed. I've cried alone by myself after the show ends.
I've cried afterwards, yeah.
But
I've
recently,
been crying in victory.
Recently, Joel asked everyone to write in with what they think about should the Weird Stranger segment continue. Well, a lot of you wrote in, but you didn't just write in expressing your opinion on that. You've also been sending in your rankings of what you think about all of us. So, in the interest of time, because this takes a while on the podcast, and the interest of we're just not going that direction, tonight's the last night. We're going to read everybody who wrote in with their rankings. We'll read your stuff, but we're just going to gently let this segment go into the night. A Weird Stranger, I hope you write in anytime you're irrationally mad about something. That's totally fine. We don't want to discourage anyone from writing into casualshenanigans@gmail.com to be a part of the show like you can, but...
It makes it easier for us to delete those messages.
As soon as everybody else hopped on the train of, well, I'm going to write in and tell them who I'm going to rank them all too. We're like, we're just going to go ahead and cap this at the knees.
Welcome to Casual Shenanigans Gaming, a podcast all about rating us. It's a popularity contest.
But we are going to read. We're going to read the final ones. Oh, that'd be awesome. We're going to read the final ones. So first up is Sherbets, who has written in before. He says, hello, I reiterate, my favorite shenanigan is Joel, then James. Thanks, Sherbets.
We're the only two who got...
Ouch.
He doesn't actually know you guys are on the podcast, too.
He listens to our random crap ones.
All right. This is Quantum of Infinity is written in. Hey, guys. Just a quick disclaimer, this is just a joke. Don't take this seriously. Or after thinking about it, yes, take it 100% serious. Not really. Maybe okay, sort of, kind of. After listening...
Already fighting tears back.
Well, after listening to some emails in the past from the Wired Stranger, I decided to do my own contest of the best casual shenanigirl if you count Debbie contest. This will be a totally unbiased contest, and the official prize is, and then in brackets it says missing data. Also, I think this will save you from reading her mail again and again and again. I feel like doing a service to the podcast. Okay, so it goes like this. You can get 100 points total. The system is very simple. I do what the hell I want. And here we go to Dave first. His first language is not English, so that's, if we laugh about any of his grammar, we don't mean it. It's just, he writes...
And you lose points.
He writes English better than any of us write, his language. So, Dave, I'm from Poland. And I know your love for Witcher 3 more than any other game. Because of that, I feel proud of my country. This gives you 50 points. Another 25 for having that gun in the background. Sometimes you just need to pew, and I just love this Magpul furniture, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh.
You are not mistaken.
He's right. Magpul furniture.
For knowing it's called furniture. That's all that Dave needs to know. All right.
I'm done.
Another 25 is for that sweet PC Master Race PC with those sweet 6 cores of pure Intel glory.
He knows my hyper thrashing core.
He knows how many cores he has. Joel, how do you not know yet?
And with that 980 Ti, you can enjoy Witcher as it should be experienced. So guns, PC Master Race, and Witcher 3 true glory indeed. So you get 100 out of 100.
Man, I like me too now.
Plus another 100 bonus for being a Gwent maniac. 200 out of 100. Congratulations, and a spoiler alert, you won already. But next is yours truly, the host, Jeremiah. He recognizes who the host is. Instant 100 points. Boom. Explosions. Why? Simple. Potato masher.
Potato mash time.
He actually wrote that out in the email. I was waiting to see if you do it. I love watching you educate and crush. What? I love watching you educate and crush those filthy peasants. Good job. Every time I see another Potato Masher video, I imagine a massive plow just mowing those peasants. Truly adorable.
Blood like the windshield wipers going.
I just like consoles, okay?
But I was actually looking for upgrade advice for my people.
I know. But those that survive either cry or get educated by the true glory of PC gaming. You also love guns, so you get another 25 points. I can also feel some love for Witcher 3, but I see you need to be enlightened a little bit more by Dave to truly love this game as he does. Excuse me?
Yeah, whoa. Jeremiah, did we not record a podcast 2 weeks before the game came out that said If you're not excited for The Witcher 3, you are wrong in bold letters.
After Crisis 1, The Witcher is the first game I played when I built my gaming desktop. I will have you know, Quantum. Anyway. So no points. As the host of the podcast, you get 1 additional point. 'Cause reasons. So you get 126 out of 100 points. Second place. Congrats. James. Okay, 1 point, just so you don't feel sad. Sorry, I feel the PC Master Race within this one is weak. Oh, okay, fine. You have 50 out of 100 points because of your voice.
Ooh.
Well, you can hear my voice. You can go.
Joel. Sadly, I had to create a whole different scale for his, as this guy is off the charts. Now everything is broken, or is it? From the start, love for consoles. It's a total no-go, negative 100 points. Why would you ever torture yourself with this 30 FPS stuff? I think someone needs to ascend. Okay, I heard at least you have a PC, so let's give you negative 99 then instead of negative 100. Another negative 100 is for loving PlayStation VR just because. Negative 1,000 because consoles again, and another negative 1,000 for even thinking about them. So that gives you about negative 2,299 points.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more. Here's your redemption. All that random stuff in your head makes us laugh all the time. Just anything that you say might turn into an explosion of laughter. Even if you are a guy playing on consoles, this absolutely negates everything that I said. So generally, for being a funny person, you get 4,598 out of 100 points. So you have plus 2,299 points. So how the hell Dave has won this one? Well, there is more. I mean, no offense, Joel, you're funny, even though you are all about those consoles. But sometimes you are so funny that I laugh so hard that I can't even breathe. And because of that, almost every podcast, I am close to death. I am afraid, Joel. Every time I see a new podcast on the way, I'm scared for my life. This is not nice. You get negative 6,897 out of 100 points for making me almost dead every podcast. Seriously, though, just thank you guys for making a wonderful podcast. Everyone, Dave, James, Joel, and Jeremiah does an amazing job there. And I don't hate consoles, even though I am all about that master race myself. You are my kind of a space podcast, as I frequently listen to you while flying.
I was hoping that sentence just said, "You're my kind."
All up in outer space.
You're people like me.
Ooh, that was pretty good, John. All right, you are my kind of a space podcast, as I frequently listen to you while flying in the lonely space of Elite Dangerous. Thanks to you, my journey to the center of the galaxy that took me 1 month, not even kidding, was very enjoyable. Smiley face. Wow.
Nice.
And then,
Wait, am I still third?
yeah,
Okay, good.
from a weird stranger. Hey, Shenanigans, I'm still anxiously awaiting the results from Joel's poll. Well, you got the results. P.S. I listened to the Crapcast, random crap with Joel and James. Since I had nothing better to do, I got out a pen and paper to make tally marks. Joel said dude a grand total of 44 times. The length of the
When was this?
the random crap podcast.
The penny sized.
Mhm.
Okay.
I can believe that.
The length of the Crapcast was only 39 minutes and 35 seconds. Plus, there was
Dude,
music at the
what if
beginning and
this?
end.
Dude, what if this?
He said, dude, that's more than once a minute, dude. James said it twice. And then finally, Morpie wrote in and said, Random Crap 2 was some of the most fun I've had as a listener for the last 2 years. It was effectively just Joel trying to invent the most gruesome way possible to kill himself and James trying to talk him out of it for 40 minutes. It was beautiful. And then he actually wrote in with his own hypothetical situation for the Random Crap podcast. So we look forward to you guys recording that one on your own. So with that, we close down a Weird Strangers ranking segment. Thank you, Weird Stranger, for trying to bring a little levity into our lives and most importantly, for trying to make me feel bad about myself. But you can't.
That was a good end cap, though. That
It was a good end cap because I ended on the top.
James
I made
likes it
that
when he ends on
campaign
top.
promise.
James
You'll
kept
find out
whatever
later.
campaign promise it was. He kept it. But you can write in to casualshenanigans@gmail.com. Now, it's now time for 90 Seconds with Joel, a part of the podcast where Joel talks about whatever he wants. for
I
90
love for 90. It says 90 seconds with Joel, and then it says 5 minutes in brackets beside it on our notes. I love that. We know ourselves.
Well, I had something I wanted. F it. I'm gonna say it anyways.
Never stopped me before.
I mean, it's blank, so you could have just said whatever you wanted anyway.
No, he knows. It's a thing he put down there before, and I told him to save it for a regular topic. I'm sorry. Did you want to skip this segment?
No. That's right. But no, I had something else from something Dave said in the Beards podcast.
Okay.
He was talking about, you guys were talking about episodic gaming and stuff like that. And Dave was, I think you mentioned like, would it work for Witcher? And Dave was like, oh, wouldn't work for Witcher because it's such an immersive game compared to other games. And I was like, I think Dave gets immersed in any game. So any game can be most immersive for him. So I don't think Witcher is, I'd say Alien Isolation is way more immersive than Witcher 3. But I also think that's bullshit because if you're the kind of person that can immerse yourself in any game, that is the game that's most immersive to you. I think what I was going to say to like, I don't think it would, I think Witcher 3 would work fine with episodic thing because essentially in that game outside of the main story, you can play it in chunks. If you have an area you can explore, that's essentially what the DLC is. That's really what it is. It's games that are really, really linear, I think almost have a harder time because you can't go anywhere else. You can't do anything else. I think games like Elder Scrolls or Witcher would work really well in episodic content, just releasing stuff. Like I was dying laughing when James, you said like if you had to like you come upon a stranger, it's like help me, sir, help me, and it's like $5 to unlock. But here, that
would be my nightmare.
My
yeah,
evil
100%.
side thought, man, Dave loves this game so much. If I could somehow own the game and every quest would be like 99 cents, like Dave would be like, I gotta pay it.
I'd be one of those like mobile games. I'd be one of those mobile game like power users, like where the 1% funds the entire game, like the people who just can't stop. I'd be that person.
We need to do we need to do a podcast on the worst pay to win ideas we could come up with.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, Rocket League, you're about to hit the ball. It's like, pay 99 cents to complete this hit.
You can pay for boost at any time.
They ought to make it where it's like it takes a tenth of a second to hit the button. So you buy a bunch of coins. It costs 1 coin to do all these actions. So you'll want to just keep doing it. So yeah, you'll just hit it. You'll just hit it. You'll just hit it. And they'll just take like a tenth of a cent from you at a time. Just very slow. It'll be so slow. You're like, well, this is kind of reasonable because I want to keep playing. Joel's laughing because he knows like, I'm screwed.
Well, to finish out the last thing I was going to say, the reason why I would think Witcher 3 would actually work is because Fable 3 actually did that. And they did it like a year or two after the game was already out because it was just like, let's try something new. And I think the idea was awesome. And the idea is this. Imagine you play, you instead of paying $60 for Witcher 3, you literally pay $15. That's it. And you play through White Orchard. Now, it took me, I did everything in White Orchard, and I think I spent like 35, 40 hours in that one area. And I'm sure Dave spent a crap load of time there. Did you not
I only spent like 20 hours in White Orchard.
Oh, I mean, whatever. I guess I played more Gwent in that time. I don't know. I did something.
Ooh,
That's
whatever.
probably what you did.
I was playing on. I don't know, a hard, difficult. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, it was a lot of time, and just that one area was huge. And now imagine when you go to leave that area, and it said, "Hey, you pay the next $15, and it unlocks the next area." Right. So, but with the idea that Fable 3, I think did really well with it, that I think would actually work, is that yes, you keep paying it in chunks, but eventually you literally just pay the $60 and you're done. So if you only pay the $15, you play through White Orchard and go, oh, this game's not for me. Well, $15. As opposed to another game where it's like Destiny, you can keep paying money to keep doing stuff, or like a subscription. This is just, you play it in chunks. White Orchard, Velen. I mean, Velen alone is like 150 hours worth of content pretty much. It's a huge area. So like if you only paid $15 and you're like, I love this, you go to the next area. Yeah, I'll pay $15. I think it could actually do really well like that, Like you could either just buy it out, just $60, you own the whole game, or for people who are like, could be kind of interesting, $15. Sweet.
Well, we'll see what happens with we'll see what happens
respond.
with.
I want to
Hitman.
respond
Talking about
too.
what I said. I'm right here.
I'm sorry. No, I wasn't trying to talk about what you said.
It's not over.
I wasn't saying it was over. Continue, Dave.
I think I was mainly, I'll say that I was mainly talking about the main quest, Joel. And I think for me personally,
Okay.
I would not enjoy that in an episode format whatsoever, because I was so invested in that main quest that I wanted the complete package where I would run into the side quest and the other stuff as I went along the main quest. And it was like just one big complete arc. I think you're right though. Like if they released like episode packs after the main quest, that would totally work. I mean, the expansion packs are kind of like their own.
That's what they do now. I mean,
yeah. But the main quest being divided up into like you finish White Orchard, and then episode 2 of like Velen is coming out in 3 months. Like I would hate that so much for a game that I'm that invested in. It would really, really bother me.
I completely disagree with you, Joel.
Well, what's wrong with it?
No, that's my argument.
Oh, that was great. Because I always wondered, like, when Call of Duty is going to do that. Like, you play the campaign, you get it for free, and you get the first 1 or 2 missions, and then once you get the third, it's like unlock it for $3.99. You know what I mean? Like,
You ever think they would really do that though?
I don't know. I mean, like,
that would annoy the crap out of me.
It seems like such a bad idea.
But like, I always wonder if they just did that instead of doing all the other prestige stuff, the different stuff, or even like battle packs. You know what I mean? If it was just you play just the multiplayer, and let's say you play the single player. So you, in the end, like, I mean, like, if you don't get here, okay, I don't take this example, right? Like, maybe James, you play Call of Duty every once in a while, but do you play through the whole campaign all the time?
If I'm going to play Call of Duty, I do.
Like the last couple Call of Duty games, have you finished the whole series, the whole campaign?
I haven't.
Oh, okay, you haven't
played them yet.
Well, I'm saying for some people that I know, like my brother, he's gotten Call of Duty. He'll buy it full price, but he'll never get to the whole campaign. So I always wonder, like, for people like that, if it's like, sweet, I just paid $15. I was planning to play the whole game, but then realized I don't really have time. I don't want to play it.
But that's the thing.
You can just rent the game. You can rent the game.
I don't think they would ever do that.
On console, but not on computer, though.
I don't think they would ever do that.
You can't rent games on Steam.
People will still pay full price if they really want to play it, though. So I don't think it's in their best interest to release it episodically or in chunks, unless it's so much cheaper that people just want to jump on it. Like, I understand what you're saying. It seems like a very customer-friendly move, which is precisely why I think it doesn't have a chance of happening.
See, my issue is I don't know how I'm going to want to play the game. Like, if it's a game like Witcher, sometimes I guess I'm going to do the main story. But sometimes I just want to explore. I want to see what's over here. And I don't want to have to wait to pay this or that. I mean, it's one thing knowing that an expansion is coming out that's going to expand on the story or expand on X, Y, or Z, but it's another thing to lock your game down. I mean, it would be stupid for someone like me to buy the crippled version, honestly. Now, if we're talking about something like Call of Duty, and I've said this before on the podcast, I would be more than happy if they sold the single player separate from the multiplayer.
Right.
Because I don't play the multiplayer for Call of Duty. It just does not appeal to me. But I do enjoy the single players.
That would be cool if they sold it for like $25.
It would be.
And of course, you guys wouldn't buy it for $25. So really, they don't need to sell a single game because you're not going to buy it at full price anyway. So it's not going to matter.
See where we're going with this?
Well, see, I think that's why they're getting so much crap from Battlefront. Is that both Battlefields? I mean, does Battlefield Hardline have a single player?
Yeah,
campaign.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so that does.
It's actually decent too.
3 did, 4 did, 2 did.
2 did.
Battlefront 2 did. I mean, Battlefield.
Bad Company did.
Oh, Bad Company 2 did. Yes. Yeah.
That was actually a fantastic campaign, honestly. But
it was.
But going to something like Battlefront, and now it's only multiplayer. That's kind of a. Now we're paying $60 for multiplayer only games that usually would have been multiplayer and single player.
Right. I mean, I understand what you're saying. All right.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, just think about it. I wonder how many more games are going to go just multiplayer only. Like, I wouldn't mind that, but it does suck going. I used to pay $60 and I used to get a really cool campaign and multiplayer. Wait a second.
All right, it's now time for What Are You Playing This Week? Who wants to go first? Dave, go first.
Joel's been playing so much Witcher that I felt obligated to play some more this week, and I played about 2 hours.
You don't have to give an excuse, Dave. You can just say you played more. I mean, we expect it.
I'm telling you why. I haven't been playing much since beating Hearts of Stone because I'm trying to get through the Fallout campaign and also doing a lot of, Fallout settlements, as you do. But I can tell, Joel, like, I'm trying to beat Fallout. The 2 hours I played, I could have forgotten about Fallout. Like, I could have set it aside for a month and I've got so many question marks left. I was just slow walking everywhere. I'm like, this is my game. It's still my game.
How many question marks do you think you have left?
I'd say maybe 25 to 30 in Velen, but probably like 50 or 60 in Skellige still.
Ooh, wow, really?
I mean, a lot of the ones in Skellige are
I think
like
I'm catching up to you, man.
on question marks, probably. Yeah. I mean, you've been playing a lot recently.
Like I'll play for like 2 hours. I'll clear like 25 question marks. I'll just
because you
go
don't
one after the
loot.
next. What? No, I loot everything.
Mhm.
But the only thing that sucks now is there's.
I followed you looting.
What?
I've got plenty of loot behind you.
I'll play for 2
there's
hours,
nothing
Joel.
to buy in this game. There's nothing to buy anymore.
I
have so much gold.
Do you have the highest tools from the Ophiri merchant? Does he have the best tools? Have you invested in his?
Why do
his,
you Why
I
do you
guess is
better
that the
rules?
only thing that left to buy that's worth gold?
I mean, I spent like 25,000 of my gold on his equipment.
I set up
for
a
his-
shop. I paid like $10,000 or $15,000. I set up all that. I did all that.
It's
I haven't
got
really
3
gone
stages
back.
though. You've done all 3 stages of it.
I didn't know there was 2 other stages. No,
Yeah, anytime the price
something to
goes
spend
up.
my money on.
Yeah, I mean, I went through 25,000.
I will say,
crowns.
if Witcher in the new DLC, if they would add what Fable 3 had, which was my favorite feature, is owning businesses and stuff. Oh my gosh, I would be really excited about it. If you could like,
Yeah,
I don't know, if you could, I don't know,
That
like
doesn't
own
really
it
fit
and then-
into the narrative, though.
It doesn't, but he's excited. Let's let him go.
But that would be cool. That would be cool. Like if you could just own businesses or some kind of thing to like spend money on and gain money on. Although I don't have anything to buy, but I just want to take the money.
you said you do how many question marks in 2 hours, Joel, when you play?
I mean, I would do like 25, something like that. I
played
imagine
for
you do like 1 or 2.
2, about 1 an hour.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, that's actually that's about all I'm playing this week.
I have a Rocket League, which was
Rocket.
Pitiful.
Oh, jeez,
I
that was the
actually
worst Rocket
want to
League
forget
night.
that.
It was worst Rocket League in months. Like it was. Shane was making noises that I've never heard Shane make before. He was so angry. Like it was just an awful night. Kind of want to play again.
When'd you play that?
A few nights ago.
I,
We were up till-
outside of. Oh, sorry.
It was
We were
Tuesday
up till
night
1 o'clock. Yeah, just angrily playing Rocket League. It was like
because
2.5
we couldn't
hours. of Rocket
freaking
League.
win a game. Like you always try to win,
Yeah.
end on a win. What did we lose?
We
Like
said
8
that-
games in a row.
We said that at 11:30, Joel. Like, all right, next win, we're out. Like, we lost a few games. Let's just call it a night on the next win. At 12:40, I said, all right, we're gonna leave the main game. We're going back to the hockey mode. Let's try to win one of those. Lost 2 more of those before we finally won one. It was like an hour and 40 minutes of just losing.
That's when
It
you
was
deleted
awful.
the game, just like chucked it through a controller.
Rocket League is an abusive game.
And you
Do you
love
want to
it.
play? Do you want
And
to play
you
some
love
snow
it.
day tonight?
So either tonight or tomorrow, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
James, what about you?
I did play a little Rocket League. I played a little Fallout.
Mhm.
What else did I play? Dang it, I can't remember. It was fun though, I'm sure. Go ahead, Joel.
James, you tend to play games right as you're falling asleep. It's like, I don't remember it. It's always
I
a new
think I'm
experience.
Joel,
enjoying
that's
this, but I'm
every
not
moment
sure.
of the day. I'm an narcoleptic. Any time of the day is when I'm ready to fall asleep.
I played a lot of The Walking Dead, the Telltale game. Oh, it's so good. I remember when it finished because I played the original one, the first one on 360, and then I can't like when it came out, it was like at a bad time. Like I just remember I was like in the middle of some other game or something like that, and then I got away from it. I was like, oh, I guess I won't play it. But then when it came out free on PS Plus, got it. I was like, this will be kind of fun. Let me try it. And I was like, Joy's been watching it, dude. The game starts off legit, like right from the very like first 5 minutes, you're like, holy crap, really invested. So now it should be like, yeah, like in each segment, I think it's like 2 hours each chapter. We're grinding through it. It's awesome. So definitely recommend playing it.
Nice.
And
Do you want to read what Amelia wrote in the chat to go with our Rocket League misery?
Yeah, in the
Right.
midst of all of Shane's angry noises and grunts, he went and got Pringles to literally just angrily eat Pringles while making grunting sounds, just angry sounds. And he bit his finger. Like, I'm talking like he left serious like red teeth marks in his finger, like crunched the bone, trying to angrily eat Pringles and play at the same time. It was an amazing night. I never want to. Actually, no, I do want to forget it. It was terrible.
Never drink and play Rocket League at the same time.
I
Drinking would have helped.
I played a little Grand Theft Auto 5 the other night. and then a little bit of Rocket League with you guys. That's all I've played, though. I'm still not really in the mood to play much at the moment. And I've kind of been busy with the move, but I'll be getting back to it soon. I'm right now. I'm working on polishing up details for the Potato Masher year in review script. I'm gonna make that, but that's all I've been up to. But
You played a little bit of Soma. Or no, I guess it wasn't last week.
that was like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I would like to play more of that though. But we have a deal of the week, 2 deals of the week actually. There's 2 really good monitor deals if anyone's in the market for them. I'll put both links in the description of the audio or video versions of the podcast. But there is a refurbished Acer 23-inch, manufacturer refurbished, so it's not just a used thing someone's selling as refurbished. 23-inch 1080p LED monitor, $90. Really good looking monitor.
Not bad.
Nice.
Yeah, if you want a cheap gaming monitor, that'd be good. Now, if you want a little more high performance, Qenix, they make, they're one of the Korean monitor manufacturers that sells nice panels in really cheap, crappy cases.
The most popular of the Korean manufacturers.
So if you're okay with a really crappy stand and stuff, they sell actually really good screens. So this is an 144 hertz, 24-inch, 1080p, 1.5 millisecond of input latency monitor for $140. Which, if you want to get into 144 hertz, this is the cheapest way to do it, and it should be a pretty good panel too. So
Best Buy sells crappy full HD displays for that much, like on their shelf, just for 60 hertz, awful displays.
I'm gonna throw another deal in there. If you own an Xbox One and you live in the US, you can get Witcher 2 backwards compatible for free.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Until I think what they say the 4th.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna get that just to see what it looks like on the Xbox One.
It's pretty rough.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you already download it?
Yep.
Well, I'll at least look at it.
I mean, it was rough on the 360. I mean, that's what I'm implying.
Okay.
Dave, did you buy Lego Batman yet?
I did not.
Dave.
It's $10.
$8.
There's plenty of games.
$8.
There's plenty of unplayed PS4 games still.
Not for you.
There's plenty.
There's plenty left, James. There's plenty there. It's okay. We'll be all right.
All right. With that, guys, that's the end of the show. Remember, write in, leave a comment, or write into the show at casualshenanigans@gmail.com.
Just don't rank us anymore.
I've said that too much.
Jamal at jamal.com.
But you can also leave a comment on here with a question for our Ask Us Anything episode, which will be February 4th. You can tweet at casualshenaniga, at Germ Gaming, at Evil Viking. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us pretty much anywhere where podcasts are sold.
Or traded.
But thank you everyone for coming out. We appreciate you guys. Rate us on iTunes. That actually does help us out. Also, liking and sharing this video helps too. So thank you very much. We will be back next week. And until then, stay casual.